Hey everybody, Chris Malapore's here. Happy New Year to you all. And as we turn the page and start a new calendar year, it's very much human nature to want to assess things and to look back on the previous year at things that we loved, didn't love so much, and most importantly, things we want to change. Most of us have some sort of New Year's resolution, and I know while some people have given up on those, there's almost always something in your life that you just want to have different this year than you had last year. So it's perfectly normal to want to assess and reset some of the things that we do, whether it's in work or in life. So there are two main reasons why it's so difficult to really change a habit in your life. Here's the first one. Your habits are a sum of so many of your environmental habits that we may say, I want to change blank, but we don't necessarily take a look at all of the things around us that cause that blank, whatever that was. Think of habits like cause and effect. The effect is the habit in that relationship. You can't simply take away an effect if the cause is still there. So if you think of making a commitment in the new year to exercise more, but you do nothing to change your schedule, your calendar, your other commitments, you're actually making it really difficult to integrate exercise into your routine. So think of habits like cause and effect, that one impacts the other, and we can't simply just think about one. Here's the other reason. Number two is the lies that we tell ourselves. And we have to be honest about these lies, which I realize is a little bit problematic. But if you draw awareness to it, it becomes so much easier. Often we think and tell ourselves, it's my best. I did my best. If we think about how often we exercised in the last month, we just say, I did my best. If we think about how often we drank last month, we said, I had it within control. We tell ourselves, I'm exercising more, and we have this whole mechanism in our brain that tells us that's okay. And we say to ourselves too, I'm controlling my drinking, and we think that we've done it just fine. You may ask your teenager, hey, this year, I want you to clean your room a little bit more often. Your teenager says, I do clean my room. And I wonder if we had a way to actually demonstrate or show how often did the teenager actually clean that room in the last year? And what if it was maybe 3 times total? That seems perfectly reasonable for the course of a year for most teenage boys. But if that teenager over the course of the year may look back and just think whenever it got out of hand, they cleaned their room. So in their head, they think they do clean their room. So this is where we have a serious disconnect, is in these lies and half-truths that we tell ourselves to sort of cover our own butts. And I want to share a tool that it's made from the neuroscience of habits and human motivation, and it's called the habit tracker. So bear with me, I want to show you a couple of examples of how I've used this to personally change my life just in the last couple of months. What you're looking at here is just a one-page representation of the habit tracker. Now this is the 7-day version. As you can see, there's 52 weeks. These are the rows represented in each column. So you can use one sheet of paper for the entire year. Now this is represented in 7-day weeks. If you're doing something that's strictly work related and you work a typical 5-day work week, you can grab the version right next to it on our website that is the 5-day work week, and it will be just as effective for you. Now what you're looking at here is a sheet of paper that I want you to print, and it is better if you physically print this than keep it in a file on your computer somewhere. But you should print this and post it prominently somewhere, or put it someplace where you'll see it and think about it every day. It can be your coffee table, on your bathroom door, or maybe right next to where you work each day. Someplace where you're actually going to see it and notice it. And if you skip a day or two, that's fine, but put it someplace where it won't disappear. So I use this habit tracker to help me change 3 things I think I wanted to change in my life over the last year. 2 of them are very recent. One of them is fairly innocuous. I wanted to hydrate more, and I wanted to see how much I was drinking water on a daily basis, enough water. Another one was exercise. I felt I wasn't exercising enough, and I wanted to see exactly how much I was and if I could change that. And the third is drinking. Now let me show you what I did very recently with using the habit tracker for drinking, and it's gotten some really interesting results. So this is how you use the habit tracker. You simply write the habit that you're looking to monitor in the space where it says habit. And then over the course of the week, in any color pen that you want, just simply fill in the box where you perform or don't perform that habit that you're trying to change. In this case, it was just monitoring any day of the week that I simply had a drink. Now, this ranges from 1 glass of wine to 5 or 6 glasses of wine. So the full range is represented here, whether it was something that maybe I had a lot to drink or just even a little bit to drink at the end of the day. But the point is you can look at this and your first impression probably isn't a very favorable one. And it wasn't for me either. Now, this is an example of the lies that we tell ourselves. This was for the month of November of this past year. And this was pretty normal for me for a lot of 2022. I was home a lot, and it's a habit that a lot of us have gotten into. So as I was thinking back, I was thinking, I have my drinking under control. I don't drink a lot, I drink a little. But I'd like to drink a little bit less. But when I looked at this, I said, wow, I really am lying to myself. And this is for the first 4 weeks of November. It triggered something in me, and this is where this tool taps into motivation and neuroscience. This tool is something that sets you off where now I want to physically make a change in my life, and I want to really get motivated to drink less and see what that looks like, just to see if I can even do it. So here's how that turned out. I want to share with you week 4 is Thanksgiving week. So there's a lot of opportunity to celebrate, make food, be festive, and drink. And that is by far my worst week as far as this drinking habit went. But week 5, Wednesday of week 5, number 4 there, the 4th day of the week, represented my birthday, which was a day where I kind of felt like I wanted to turn that page. And since then, you can actually physically see the difference. With the one little cheat box I did is in week 9, this was Friday, New Year's Eve, I had half a glass of champagne. So that's about as little as you can drink with still being drinking. So just for fun, I kind of colored in half the box. So what I've essentially held myself to is late in the week, once or twice. And most of these weeks now, I've only been consuming alcohol, I would say in much more moderation. And you can simply look at weeks 1 through 4 and then weeks 5 through 9. And you can say, yeah, this person changed that habit. And this is where we really tap into the neuroscience of how we get better at things. I didn't quit drinking, I didn't stop drinking, and we have to stop looking at our changes in behavior as completely black and white, pass and fail. What you're seeing is you're seeing improvement. And that's what was important to me. Let me show you another quick example. And lastly, this is what I'm most proud of, was exercise. I've always tried to engage in some sort of physical activity, but I'm in my 40s now, and as we get older, it's harder to do so. And I decided to do this for the whole year of 2021. And you can see in the early going, I did not do so well. In spite of thinking that, like, yeah, I got out, I exercised, I'm active, I really wasn't. And if you look towards the bottom of that first column, that's just about when June hit. The weather was nice. And I looked at where my habit tracker was, and I really felt awful. And it truthfully motivated me to change the habits and to change the impacts of my environment on that habit. And so I started putting workout time in my calendar. I started connecting with things that I can do and exercises that I can do to get my sweat on. And so starting in June, you can see how much of a difference. And after a half a year, I look and feel so much better. So there you have it, everybody. This habit tracker has changed my life in small ways, but for the better. These habit trackers are available for free. No signups, no cost, no nothing. Go to my website. It's in the comments. If you're in the Nurse Leader group on Facebook, you can actually go to the guides, and it's located there. On my website, it's bushidoleadership.com/resources. That'll be in the comments as well. And you'll be able to just arrive at the website, download it, and it is yours. So please engage these and use it for your kids' chores. Use it for your own personal drinking, sugar, or other habits of exercise and such. And y'all have a great new year. And here's to New Year's resolutions that stick. Thank you.